Hello, everybody, and welcome to Comics News Today. My name is Chester C. Busby III, and of course, I am joined by a wonderful panel, and we're going to be giving you the news from the comic world today. And we have some interesting things to talk about, as usual, but of course, always want to mention our links down below. Please check those out, not only for going over and being part of FanSpeak, which is starting to heat up. We're getting a lot of interaction with people. I really love that. We also have our links for me if you want to be a guest on the show, or if you want to be on the fan edition of Drawn and Quartered, or anything else. So you can contact me on Twitter or Facebook. And we have our other links below that you can check out if you'd like. But mainly what we want you to do, guys, to do is come over here and have fun, of course. And of course, we appreciate hitting that like button and subscribe. But the biggest thing that helps us is to share it out with your friends and family and extended community, and let them know what's going on over here so they can come and join us. But yeah, we're going to have some fun today. I see John Dillard is in here. Hi, John. I see me, Grimlock King 83 is yo, yo, yo. Well, yo, yo, yo to you too, man. Model 3 is in here. Trusty Sidekick. J-Pot Studios. Nice. Nice little crowd starting to form up. Nice to see you guys today. And I hope you enjoyed your holidays and everybody is not incredibly, horribly hungover. Because I know I went and had myself a little bit of a party last night, and whoo wee. One thing about Japanese, they're very polite and they're very quiet and they're very, Japanese. But when they get together and they start drinking and have a party, boy, they let it go. I literally had people with ties on their head. I'm not joking. Uh,
That sounds like so much fun. I want to be
it
there.
does, dude.
Invite me to your next party, Chester.
It was great fun. We had great food because there was a lot of, mom type age ladies there, and we do a potluck and a white elephant, and and the potluck was just full of killer food, right? Because they all know, I'm hosting it, and they all know that what I don't like. Because over the years, just chit chatting and back and forth, so they all bring stuff that Sensei can eat. So it's awesome. But I had a great time. But let's come over here and see how everybody else's holidays have been going. Of course, he's already spoken up, and we have Booster from New Zealand, of course, and we're very
It's me,
happy to have him
Booster,
here. It is you,
from New
Booster.
Zealand. I had my Christmas 2 days ago because I'm in the future.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah,
So how you doing
and
today?
I'm doing very well for Christmas. I got this lovely new headset,
Yes, you did.
so I sound a lot sexier now. You're all welcome. That's your Christmas present.
There you go. It actually
A
does sound
sexy
better.
sounding Booster. Oh, thank you.
And you have adjustments on it, I'm sure, because mine has all these kind of cool adjustments on this little control panel and stuff. It's neat.
Oh yeah, I got all sorts of little options running around here.
Yeah, but I
It's
got in a
nuts.
little bit of trouble when I bought mine, though.
Oh no.
Well, because I just bought it, and then it was like the turn of the month, and my wife said, "You paid how much for what?" I was like, "Baby, but I need it.
I need it.
I need it,
It
baby."
has surround sound and everything.
It does, man. And it's also got this really cool feature where the sound only picks up to where I'm speaking right in front of me, so she can actually watch TV next to me and not be in much of trouble. Although
Oh
Denali,
my
with his
god.
super ears, seems to complain a lot about it. Um, but I
Well,
see John Dillard and McCrank both here say Japanese are very Japanese. They are. Love it when the Japanese are very Japanese. So do I. So do I. But thank you for joining us, Booster. And of course, we are also joined by the creator of Ignition himself, Todd Mulrooney. How you doing, Todd?
How you doing, Chester? I did not realize all this time we've been doing this show with this booster guy. He's from New Zealand. I thought he was fucking
have I
awesome.
have I mentioned that? Also, Ding.
No, I'm just kidding. Hey, tonight Dan Fraga is going to be on Drawn and Quartered. Just so everybody knows.
Dan Fraga. Ooh, who's that?
From back in the when Image first started getting guys from a talent search, he was one of the first guys. He drew. Oh man, what was that book? It was something new, something. Oh crap, I can't remember it. But he went on to go into animation.
Oh, did he?
He's drawn a lot. Yeah, he's drawn a lot of comics over the years. But yeah, and I think he's now coming back to comics. To be honest.
Oh, that's cool. I'm glad that Mike is making some effort to bring in some more of these high level pros, because that's what makes the pro edition amazing, right? Is you're sitting there with R.T. Bear or Dan Fraga or whoever these they always have fairly skilled people on there, but to have some of these legends, that's kind of the draw, right? So I'm happy to hear that, man.
Oh, remember Blood Wolf? He drew Blood Wolf when it first came out. Do you remember this character? Rob Liefeld character?
No, I don't.
Oh no. It was sort of a cross between Lobo and Wolverine, and it was like a mashup, and he had this like pointy hairdo. And yeah, it was kind of weird.
Yeah, no, for me, the 90s, particularly the early 90s, I was like just in college, just finishing college, running around the world, playing my saxophone. I was in that life. I did pay attention to comics a little, but I was, I was in the music entertainment world, and that's what I was doing. It wasn't until I got married in 95 that I actually started getting back into comics. So I would say from around 90, 89 to 94, my comics knowledge is thin, you know. And I'm assuming this happened at
Unlike
that time.
your waist.
Unlike my waist, exactly. Oh well, hey, I'm a fat bear in a hat, and I'm proud of it, dude.
I'm just teasing. I'm fat too.
Actually, I don't know. I think I got a little bit on you, actually, dude. I'd say I'm about I don't know, 30 pounds overweight, maybe.
Yeah.
20 would be fair, actually. If I dropped 20, I'd probably be a lot happier. But it is what it is. Being fat is part of the Western consumption, isn't it? And moving on to someone
That's
who
how
is.
Capitalism's working well.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And unlike places like Venezuela, where they are literally have to tighten their belts, 7 kilos worth? But going over to someone who's actually very thin, he's not a fat bear like me at all, is the Denali Lama. How you doing today, man?
Hey, how's it going? Aloha.
Aloha, indeed. You like to say that even though you're from the East Coast of America. You enjoy that aloha, huh?
Yeah.
It is nice. Another word from Hawaii you might like is mahalo. Mahalo means thank you.
Yep.
This whole time I thought Denali was somewhere in the Hawaii region because he said aloha. Are you saying he lied to me?
No.
I never said anything.
No.
You naturally assumed.
Yes, and when you assume, you make a bastard out of you and me. I truncated that down a little bit so it wasn't as vulgar. Because Denali would get
Oh my god.
I don't want to get yelled at. Anyway, thank you guys for all joining me here today, and everyone sounds in good spirits, and the chat looks good. We have Eric is over here, and he says cello. Well, cello to you, sir. And matter of fact, I'm going to jump into a story that actually will relate to your cello.
I love the
very
cello.
well. Yeah, no, the cello, and here we go. I'm going to go over it, and I'm going to share this with you guys. And let me go find that. Where is that? Oh, here it is. Okay. And I'm going to share, of course, with our lovely panel so that they can see and interact and not yell at me by forgetting it. I think I've gotten a lot better about that. And you haven't heard me forgetting to mute the YouTube in quite a while, too. I've improved.
Oh.
But
Jack
here we
Black
go.
has a YouTube channel.
Well, because he
Yes.
said cello, right? That's kind of a Jack Black thing. So I wasn't going to start with this one, but let's start with this one. Now, go ahead, Denali, and introduce this to everybody.
Jack Black's launching a gaming YouTube for some reason says Bleeding Cool, but Jack Black just launching a YouTube channel
I'm
is
just
awesome.
subscribing to it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Why
Jabrisky.
not, dude?
And I'm gonna link his,
Jabrisky.
I'm gonna link his YouTube in the chat for anyone
Please
else
do.
who's interested. That
Yeah,
sounds
why
really
not?
cool.
That sounds fun, dude. I love Jack Black. He's
Every-
hilarious.
Every Friday.
Hey, what's up? It's me,
Jabrisky.
Jack Black.
Hey,
This
Jack.
is
How'd
my
that
new
go? I'm
YouTube
excited.
channel.
He's already got
Jabrisky.
over 400 subs.
It's going to be bigger than Ninja. It's going to be bigger than PewDiePie. So what's Jablin, Jables? It's PewDiePie!
I don't know if you're going to get up that big, Jack, but I don't know if you can beat Ninja either.
A man can dream, just like Booster.
He can dream, but yeah, I think that sounds awesome, dude. I'm going to definitely check out Jack Black. And thank you for this. I'm going to click on that later, and I'm going to go and join it. But Jack is, I've always liked him. You guys like Jack Black?
Oh, I love Jack Black. He's a good
Yeah.
dude.
He's fun.
He's
remember the first
not
time I
aging well.
The first movie I saw him in was a movie where Bruce Willis was some kind of like ghost-like figure of an
The Jackal.
assassin. The Jackal, yeah. and he was the guy that sold him the guns. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, his arm got blown off because he
Yeah.
miscalibrated it.
That was the first time I saw him.
Oh,
I saw him as a kid trying to sell a Nintendo product, I believe. Yeah, it's Nintendo.
me Grimlock King 83 says, all I want to know is, will Black make Brutal Legend 2? Do you guys ever play Brutal Legend?
I have heard about it.
Brutal Legend.
Fun game where Jack Black voices the main character. A lot of fun.
Yeah, well,
If he actually plays Brutal Legend on his gaming channel, that would be hilarious.
I think he should. I think he would, because I've watched YouTube videos of it, and people playing. It's a heavy metal game. You're playing like a heavy metal barbarian, and it's killer fun, man. And of course, as we all know, Jack Black is got an amazing heavy metal voice. I mean, really killer voice.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, dude, I'm looking forward. Great
Really?
news.
You think so, huh?
Oh, dude, that guy's got a killer metal voice when he's being serious. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Tenacious D, right? Is your term.
Yeah. Tenacious.
Right.
Yeah. Pick of Destiny is actually a great album, just by itself. Like songs like Master Exploder, it's awesome.
And he understands. Another thing about him that I really like is he understands the metal world and its history and its artists very well. Now I know I'm a jazz musician at heart, because that's what I do with my saxophone. But I'm a heavy metal fan, dude. That's what I love.
Oh really?
Oh
Hmm.
yes, I'm a big.
I know
heavy
this
metal
about
fan.
you, Chester.
And
Oh, that reminds me. Where's that Kiss cover? We're waiting for that Kiss cover.
what Kiss
From?
cover? What are you talking about?
You promised RT Bear a Kiss cover with your band.
Well, first of all, I didn't promise Artie anything, and he just
Yes,
decided
you
to go.
did.
No,
Yes,
I
you
did
did.
not.
Yeah,
I
you
said
did.
I would talk to them and see if they could be on the show, which I
The
did.
implication was there.
Fine. Taking words out of my mouth and twisting them into your own. Go right ahead. But
Don't you lie to Artie Bear.
I wouldn't dare. He did wish me a very happy Merry Christmas and New Year and stuff, so that was nice.
Yeah.
He is a nice guy. But
Yes, he is.
no, I really wish we could do that, but I can't. I wouldn't mind going on and just doing some covers with my band with them. I could do maybe. But I did talk to those guys, and they're just too busy, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, my band is a semi-pro band. We play 3-4 times a month, maybe. Those guys are a full-on pro band, right? They're every week they're engaged, right?
Yeah.
So it's undoable. But anyway,
Bum, bum.
yeah, this sounds very, very cool. All right, let's move on to something. I don't know, we want to stay happy, or do we want to delve into the dark world of the progressive mind?
Oh, let's make me depressed. Come on, let's go. Hit me. Hit me. Hit me.
Okay. Denali.
Ah!
CVR presents the Justice League's biggest hypocrite is the hero you least expected.
It's Batman, isn't it?
It's Batman.
Ah!
He's a hypocrite.
Yeah.
He's so impatient. He has no discipline. He's causing endangering lie because he's Batman.
I'm guessing he's a hypocrite because he's being ridden by people who don't understand him.
Well, obviously, we've been talking about this, and these guys are still talking about Tenacious D, which is awesome. You keep talking. Tank Ferret, you need to talk to me, dude. You and I need to have a conversation. The first thing I want to talk about in this article, though, is Todd, please help me out. Who did this piece of art?
That's Jay Lee.
I cannot tell you how much I hate this. I mean,
I was going to say, the eyes are all wrong.
I hate
That's the only
this.
thing that's bothering me is their eyes.
No, they look like a bunch of Neanderthals. What the hell is going on here?
The eyes are far apart. They got big foreheads.
Mhm. Dude, it's
so
horrible.
silly.
Who is this
Oh,
artist? What in the hell is he doing? I really don't like this
man.
dude. I can't believe how bad it is. Does he do better work, or is this just his thing?
You don't know who Jay Lee is?
I don't know
No,
who
Jay
Jay
Lee-
Lee is.
He's done some great work. I just
know.
don't know what's happening here.
I knew who Jim Lee is.
Again,
That-
another
that's
one
it.
of those guys. One of the
Is-
first guys. After they left to go start Image, this is one of the first guys that came over right after.
I was gonna say, is Jay Lee like Jim Lee's less talented little brother?
Maybe, yeah. But because
he used to draw just like John Byrne, and then he just went this.
Jim, Mom says you have to let me draw the comics too.
Right? It's Jim and Johnny Lee, I think is what it is. Jim and Johnny. Well, you can see quality here. You can see skill. You can see it, but it's like, oh God, I can't stand those faces, dude.
I just noticed Superman's neck.
It's horrible.
It's huge. Look at his neck.
Yeah, it's bad, dude. I don't like it. I don't like it. Anyway, that has nothing to do with the article. I do apologize. Moving down.
All right, we're talking about an article.
All right, yes, we are. Now, here's the thing.
Article that was more instructive in learning than the actual article itself.
Well, yeah, I guess. But here's the thing, though. Once again, we and Denali already mentioned it. Batman in this has Starman back, and he wants to probe his mind. And then, of course, Superman and Wonder Woman are like, well, maybe Lex Luthor put some traps in there. I don't care. I want it now. These people, we've said this many times, they do not understand Batman at all. What is going on? Batman is all about control. He never makes mistakes. He's the guy who knows everything. That's his superpower, right? His control. And they just write him like this spastic child who has no patience and no control, and he just punches everything. That's not him. That's more Superman's thing, right? I mean, Superman's the one that punches everything.
Right, but even Superman has control.
Oh, he has incredible
control. I mean, this is just like onward deconstruction of the big two. It's like systematically they're trying to destroy. Hey, Batman when he was awesome? Well, he's not awesome, and this is why. Hey, remember when Superman was cool? He's not cool. This is why. And
I think that none of these comic book writers have any idea how to write a classic stoic.
Well, I also think they don't understand what the word cool means. We use the word cool to mean, a lot of people take it as stylish, interesting, popular, but that's not what it means. Where are the roots of the word cool? It's a very old slang, right? Cool means that you do not lose control. You are in control. You are cool. You are at a temperature that is under control. That's what cool means. You don't overreact, right? This is not cool. This is the opposite. This is spastic. And, if you guys don't know what that word is, you can look it up, but I'm sure you do. And these guys are just commenting on how bad that art is. Yeah, dude, it's really bad. DeWolf is here, and he says, comics news and tacos for the stop on the way home. Oh, awesome, dude. Have some tacos.
My man.
Well,
Taco Tuesday.
Todd, you want to add to this ongoing debacle?
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know what to say because this is just stuff I have no interest in it anyway. Is that a female Stargirl laying in bed though?
No, that's a male. He's just very.
That's a Starman.
A Starman. Yeah.
Starman.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. He's effeminate. I agree. He is effeminate.
He's very pretty.
Pretty boy. Yeah.
I don't have a problem.
Yeah, but
why does he have a thing on his face? What the hell's going on in this book?
They're using a Starro to psychically search his mind.
You don't know anything about DC? You don't know Starro?
Yeah, but what? I mean, I don't know what's going on in this book.
Yeah, I don't know either because I cancelled the Justice League a couple of weeks ago. I cancelled Batman as well. I might catch up with Batman again because I like collecting Batman, but this run is making me miserable.
Yeah, no, they just
got
don't.
Two good artists on it, by the way. This is Jimmy Chung.
Oh, the art's good. Yeah, no problem with the art, dude.
And they also use Jorge Jimenez, one of my favorite artists, but I don't know what the hell.
Yeah, they both do some really good work. Yeah.
They do great work.
You know what kills me, though? I mean, because when CB Cebulski came in with Marvel, which we know Marvel is more tainted than DC. We know that. And it comes down to money. When CB came in, a lot of us had this hope that, maybe we're going to see a change in Marvel. Maybe things are going to be better. And the only real change we saw was the art improve. So CB did contribute something because
Yeah.
we have seen the art improve a little bit, but the storytelling and the skill and the editors particularly. And let me explain. Give you a very recent acknowledgement of that. Yesterday, I did the new comics release with Brad, as I do every week, which I love doing that show. That's a lot of fun. Basically, Brad, as you know, Brad Ashworth, Pencil for Life, he runs various comic book stores. And so he gets the new books come out on Wednesday, and he does for his customers and all of us who are interested. He does these reviews of the new books that are coming in, so you can see if you're interested or not to buy them. It's just a promotion, right? But of course, the good thing for me is I get to read these books ahead of time. It makes me read them, which is good. Well, not always. But yesterday we had two books we did. We did Superior Spider-Man, which I'm not interested in Superior Spider-Man myself. I don't need another arrogant, haughty genius telling me how genius they are. I don't need another one. We have
But
enough of them.
it's Doc Ock, and it's Doc Ock. That's why I can't even read it. It's Doc Ock
Yeah, it's
and
dumb.
Peter Parker's box.
Why is there another Superior Spider-Man? What's going on with
Well,
that?
no, he's no longer in Peter's body. He's in another body. He's taken another one. He's no longer in that.
Yeah.
But the thing I would say about it, even though I'm not interested at all in reading that, that's not something I'm interested in. It was beautifully drawn. The story was well written. It's a good story. It's a good book. If you're interested in that, you should pick it up. It's a recommend. But the other one I did was the new launch of X-Force #1. And I was excited about that. Ooh, they're bringing X-Force back. I thought it'd be cool. Man, that's like the worst damn train wreck I've seen in a long time. The art was absolutely abominable. Everybody in it was off character, literally opposite. They had frickin' Warpath acting like an idiot. They had Boom Boom acting like Domino, and they had Domino acting like a leader. What? And she was the leader. Everybody was off character. Everybody.
Of course, Domino is the bloody leader.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're going to write a book, know the character. Not one of those characters was on character, or canon wise. They were literally some other character with the name slapped on it, and the art was atrocious, dude. I hated it. Art is subjective. I get it, but I couldn't stand that, dude.
There is a objective degree to art, right? Like to a degree.
There is, yeah.
Yeah. But
Grimlock King is right. All the X books have been trash, dude. It freaking sucks. It does freaking suck, dude.
It does freaking suck.
I mean, I was really looking forward to that, man. Even if it was just mildly okay, middling, I would have been happy, right? But no, dude, that's absolute trash, that book. I could not I was so pissed, dude. It's weird how a comic book can piss you off, huh? But
that was weird.
But it did piss me off. Anyway, let's move on to some happier news. Maybe? Denali?
Maybe. IG-88 tease for Star Wars The Mandalorian.
They are hyping the hell out of this, aren't they?
Hey, kids, remember how we told you to suck it? Well, we were kind of wrong, so remember this character that you guys were all crazy about? It's here. We're having this assassin droid in the series. So come watch our series.
Okay.
It's IG-88.
It's like a cappuccino machine.
It does. He's one of the bounty hunters that are seen in Empire Strikes Back. But actually, the reason why IG-88 is popular, I can attest to, because when I was a little kid, and Star Wars came out, and the whole planet went and watched it. It's actually my wife's first movie she saw in the cinema. But when this movie came out, one of the things they came out with is they had these. I remember because I had them. They sold these action figure backs before the movie, and it was just the back. It had no action figure with it. But when they came, because they couldn't get them produced in time. So when they after the movie, when they finally came in the stores, you could take the back into the store and exchange it for the actual action figure. I remember because I had a couple of them. My grandmother bought
your Hasbro's early bird special.
Yeah, but it was clever, right? Because a lot of people bought those backs, And you know what I mean. It's an action figure backboard, right? But anyway, when
Yeah,
they came out,
it's called.
we got a bunch of these action figures, and there were some cool ones. And IG-88 as a little action figure toy was a lot of fun. It looked so cool. It was just a cool toy, and that's why he's popular. It's because of the action figure, not because of the character in the movie.
Well, he was also in that whole multimedia uh, event in the mid '90s, Shadows of the Empire, where they
Okay.
released that game, and they had that book where they showcase Prince Zeldor from the Black Suns and everything, and he was part of that heavily. So that's where his popularity kind of rose as well. So
Yeah, well, I'm sure, and I've seen him in a couple of animations too. So yeah, I mean, it's cool. I have no problem with the character. I'm just telling you where that initial hype came from was the action figure because it was cool. I remember as I was a little kid, I loved that action figure. Right? He was really cool, and I loved the Darth Vader because he had this little thing in the arm you could push and the lightsaber would come out. And yeah, it was a lot of fun playing with that. I see over here
I
that
remember.
I remember. Pepperidge Moms remembers. But Tank Ferret says, you said tainted. Yes, I did, sir. And Me Grumlock King says, it's almost like Marvel's doing it on purpose. You think? But here's the thing with Marvel, I think. That this is my opinion. You guys tell me what you think. I feel that there is a group in Marvel that are absolutely lost their damn mind. And they're making crap books. But there is other people making more serious books. And so it's because they're not all bad, right? There are some good books coming out of Marvel. That's what I think's going going on. What do you think, Todd?
Well, that's funny because, like, one of the last posts that Quesada made when that whole week where he was all over the Comicsgate people, he said, "Not all our books are SJW," or he tried to say, I don't know, they weren't all something. I forget what it was, and he was listing a bunch of books that had no politics in them.
Mhm.
But doesn't mean, but yeah, okay, they don't have politics in them, but doesn't mean you didn't swap the character or change the character from its original iteration,
Mhm.
or there's abominations in there, that the characters that should be dead but aren't dead anymore. I don't care if you don't have politics in every book. It still doesn't mean that you've done the right thing along the way, where you've given us sort of a cohesive unit or book that has sort of grown over time and stuff. You keep stopping and starting and stopping and starting and changing things and swapping things, and it becomes a point where it becomes a mess. So then you got to really dig through the weeds to get to something that might be good, but you'll still have something about it that you'll have to overlook, whether it's why the hell is Doc Ock a Spider-Man? Why is he even not in his own body?
Yeah.
Where are we going with this? How far can you take it?
Because a superior Spider-Man suit is cool, okay? I like it.
It is
a cool suit.
It is a cool suit.
It doesn't mean it needs to be inhabited by one of the cool, major villains, right? I don't know. I mean, there's way, way, way too many spider people in the freaking Marvel universe right
That's
now.
true, yeah.
And there's 18 different spider books. So
18?
you get kind of...
Damn.
Yeah. In the month of November, there were 18 different separate titles.
Right.
And
the
it's like,
Spectacular Spider-Man, the Superior Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Geddon. That's the ones I can top off my head.
Yeah.
So how do you weed through that and decide, like, okay, tell me first off, which one Peter Parker inhabits? Like, which one is him, and who is he anymore? You just get to the point where, like, you're so bogged down by, what universe are we in? What planet? Like, which Earth is this? Earth's, what is it, 616 or whatever? It's like, where are we? How'd all these people get here?
Mhm.
And we know it was Dan Slott.
Wasn't
Yeah, we do.
Wasn't Secret Wars supposed to collapse all that and make this crap less complicated?
Yes,
Isn't it what
They
big
reversed
event
it.
comics
They
supposed
reversed
to do?
they did.
They reversed it.
They did.
Yeah. They just
here-
made everything more bloody complicated.
You know, they screwed up with that whole Spider-Verse thing, though. What they should have done is posed a serious threat to Spider-Man, and he needed help. So he went out and he found some smaller heroes around America or around the world even, and pulled them in to help him. And they were all spider themed. That would have been a lot better way to do it than just to say, oh, these are the alternate possibilities of Spider-Man throughout the universe and the dimensions, and we're going to confuse the hell out of you to the point that you have no clue what's going on. It would have been a lot better.
Spider-Ham got bitten by a radioactive pig. He doesn't know. Just a joke. It's all bad. Is it true? It's
Oh, wow.
the Spider-Ham.
That's really bad. That was really bad, Denali. You got to work on it. Write those things down.
Never
Practice.
do that again. Why
Yeah,
why are you trying to depress me, Denali?
Yeah.
Is that what this is? Do you want me to have clinical depression?
Yeah, I know.
I'm a psychologist, so I'll help you out of the depression.
Thank you.
But I'll help
is
you.
Is that
But
your
I'll-
money making scheme? Is it make people
Yep.
depressed and be like, hey, I can help with that?
That is
There you go.
insidious, Denali.
I am Sidious.
Oh goodness. Dave over here says. Dave over here says
What-
IG-88 was a non-binary 40 years ago and nobody minded. Yeah, he's a robot. Tank Fair says Rimshot. Hi, okay. Grimlock King 83. I love that name. He was also in Star Wars,
What are
Tales
the-
of the Bounty Hunters. Yes, that's right. Hail Raven, says Valenlin. Hey, nice to see you, Valenlin, as always. Let me get through this, Todd. Joshua's here, and he says, Hail Raven, and a merry day after Christmas. Yes, nice to see you, Joshua. And I see you're very late recently. You're usually the one here trying to claim the chat. What's up, dude? Keep up with your trolling, right? John Dilley, Game of the System, says, as a passive Star Wars fan, I couldn't care less about this robot. With an earth-shattering franchise, why should I get excited about this clicky-clanky collection of contemptible junk? Well, you're not. We're kind of looking at the fact that they're keep adding nostalgia characters in to this Mandalorian thing they're trying to do. Who knows? It could be good though, right?
Yeah.
And John continues. He says, they have the tools to blow my socks off. Why aren't they? It's a great question. I've got
They
a
forgot it how.
fever. And the only cure is more spider people. Jeez. JP4 is here, and he says, IG-88, best assassin. Okay. Model 3 says, that song was tight. Thank you. Thank you to
Yeah.
Denali. Yes. I can sing better than that, JP says. John Dillard says, that song just killed all my sperm. John!
Good. No more spawns of John Diller running around.
That's funny.
Thank you, world. We've saved you from John Diller.
Valenlin says, stop making fun of Spider-Ham. Peter Porker is great. That is a real diversity, unlike Miles. Pixel Trader's here, and he says, howdy, how are you, Pixel? I haven't seen you in a while. Of course, you can jump in if you'd like.
Yeah.
Of course, Spider-Ham is very different than this Spider-Verse thing we're talking about. Spider-Ham comes from kind of the what if or Elseworld type of thinking. And he's a completely separate thing. Now, they've tried to bring him in a couple times doing a crossover, which is fine, but it is different. It's not the same, and Spider-Ham is always fun. I enjoyed him when I was younger.
Yeah, he's part of the Spider-Geddon crossover that's happening right now. And the movie as well.
Wow, read that there from me Grimlock King Booster. That's a very interesting comment.
So, me, Grimlock King 83, I just love saying that name.
So yeah.
He says, same thing with the X books: Blue, Gold, Red, Black, Astonishing, Extermination, Old Man Logan, Dead Man Logan, X-23, the Hunt for Wolverine books, and of all those books, only one of them is good.
Wow.
Whew.
Yeah, no, I think the X-Men have taken the biggest hit, and it's too bad because I don't know, if you guys remember, Todd might, and some of you in the chat certainly Bill would, but back in the 80s, Marvel wasn't doing great, to be honest with you, and then we had this guy come in. His name was Chris Claremont, and he created what most people know as the X-Men today, and boy was he a shot of adrenaline. And he absolutely turned Marvel Now they had some troubles and stuff, but that moment I feel is when Marvel became the juggernaut that it would eventually eventually become as it is now, with the movies and such. But that was a great storytelling, great time when and the X-Men were amazing. They were great stories. It was interesting. It was dynamic, and it was political in a way, because it was political to them, right? And it was
Mm.
great fun. And then here we are, and we have all these. Just look at the absolute amount of X-Men books that are coming out right now, and they're basically all crap, especially the X-Men title books. They're really bad. And it's like, what the hell happened, man? It's unbelievable.
Arrested Development. That's what happened.
That was a good show.
Yeah. But basically, they couldn't get past that. I mean, the shadow's so big that even Chris Claremont can't get past himself.
No, well, no. But anyway,
So, do we have another article yet? Because we've just been staring at this cappuccino machine for quite a while now.
well, because we were talking about in tangents and stuff, and that's all right. I like my
Yeah.
cappuccino machine. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. Go ahead, Danelli.
Titans
Oh,
revealed
no.
the first look of Crypto, the super dog.
Okay, I'm sorry for speaking out.
Crypto
It's a
Super
punishment.
Dog. Crypto Super Dog. My kids used to watch something that had that song in it.
Wait, where is he?
Right there.
Ooh, he's green with glowing red eyes.
Why would he be hanging around the Titans, by the way?
Because Superboy's
Because-
coming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got Superboy coming, and so Crypto is coming along with him.
And
Which
who is this Superboy? Like, is he like
Connor.
a clone?
He's Connor. He's the
Oh,
clone.
Superman.
Yeah, he's the clone.
Yeah, he's the
Lex
clone.
Luthor's, Connor. Yeah.
Yeah, great. I just can't wait for the super dog to go around and laser people in the face, and yeah, it's going to be really exciting to watch.
Yeah.
You know,
And
no
I'm
matter
sure
that,
this
like-
dog is going to die in a depressing way as well. And
probably.
is Superboy going to like smash someone's face in? I hate this show. It's so ugly.
But
You know what even the sad part is that that last episode you guys watch about Batman, that's your season 2 premiere.
Mm. Yeah.
So they're like, oh, by the way, we already released season 2. That last episode you watch, we're just going to reuse it for season 2.
yeah, Valen says
Oh,
no Bat
really?
Hound? Question mark.
Brutal.
Yeah, no. That would be more
Ace.
apropos, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
Oh, hold on a second.
So edgy. And hey, Nick, thank you for joining us. Pig Fair says, so edgy.
There was an announcement an announcement in my village loudspeakers going on. I just had to listen for a second. But yeah, no, under normal circumstances, I'd be happy to see Crypto, but not in this.
What about Ghost Month? I don't know. Do you really want to torment those poor dogs by putting them on DC Titans? Shame on you, John. Shame on
Can he
you.
be ridden?
Mhm.
Like, is he super powered? Can I ride him?
Probably could. He probably wouldn't be pleased, but he probably could.
Shake
He
you off.
flies, right? So if you're
Hey.
a non-flying character, you don't have to worry about how you're gonna follow Starfire.
Very cool, Nick W. Vince Clortho. Yes. Squirrel Girl has met her match. Yes, well, pretty much anything you should be able to beat Squirrel Girl. But moving on. Now, this right here, I don't know, is this good news or bad news, Danelli?
For those who like Alien, the Alien franchise, I guess it's good news because they're still going to continue this expansions for the franchise. But we don't know whether it's going to be more of a video game or television series or films. I know Derek on our fan speak said he thinks it's a 6-film anthology filmed by 6 different directors, which would be cool as well. But we don't know. It's just they've been talking about the official social media of Alien's been posting these countdowns, so to speak.
Yeah. They got these
Of,
little
you know-
things here. Let me click on one. I'll show them first. Go ahead, Danelli.
Yeah, so these are like diary from I guess an employee and what's happening over a period of a couple days. Well, and I don't know. I mean, part of me wants to be excited, but the part of me is like, well, it's Alien. What else can you tell about Alien? You know the monster. You told the backstory. It's no longer scary. They're just now bioweapons. You know, biological weapons made by a deranged android.
Yeah. Well, I've read some of the comics, and they're not bad, actually. They get more into the government and corporate side of things, not so much the alien. The alien is more of a plot tool, to be honest with you. But Tank Ferret says, Chester better listen to that announcement. Could be Godzilla. No, it was telling me that there's going to be a tsunami test later, and to not be panicked, is what they were saying.
Yeah, I hope it's Godzilla. We'd get another bloody 2,000 watches.
We would, wouldn't we? Yes.
Yeah.
John Diller, Game of the System, says, Todd asks, can I sit on him? I'm tired of standing. Oh,
John Dillard's so mean to Todd.
he is mean, isn't he? But anyway, let me click on one of these and see what it is. This could be dangerous. I don't know. Should I do it? Should I do it? I'm doing it.
Click.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Wailing one tiny.
So it's like a blinking Wayland sign. All right. That's not interesting. My goodness.
Whose dog is that?
The dog is not happy about it. I understand. Boy,
The dog is like, this is a crap announcement.
Why do I feel like I've been cheated from a click? I don't know. Let's try this one. This one could be cool. This might be better. Oh no, it's just some motion. These are like motion pics. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, that one's kind of neat. You know, it's happening. It works. It's kind of, you know.
I actually like motion comics. Actually. See,
I don't know, man. I tried watching the Watchmen one, but all the women were still voiced by a dude, and like people's arms moved slightly. It wasn't doing it for me.
You don't like
Thundero's here.
slightly
Hello, Thundero.
moving?
It's slightly.
Shame on you, Booster.
Silly that it
Shame
was
on
just
you.
like slightly moving. Oh, I got the bloody thing on my shelf. I could just read
Oh
it.
yeah, look at the tentacles. Look at the tail. I'm gonna wrap you. I'm gonna wrap you.
Okay. Well, you know, I'm not gonna. It's a bit odd because I'm not used to it. But having a motion picture, that's cool. I think that's cool.
I mean, the art is cool.
It is. Yeah.
I mean,
I would love
how
to
many
see this
people
kind
were
of thing
actually-
in a comic.
well, who was actually excited for the District 9 director filming like a recon movie with Ripley and
He has done nothing good but District 9. Everything else that guy's directed is crap.
It is. And now I thought that was like put on hiatus. Is that coming back now? I thought that
I don't
might not
know.
happen. Yeah. I'm not sure if
Might
that's
not.
actually going to happen. Yeah. But there you go. I mean, good or bad, I don't know. I guess it comes down to what you feel about the new semi-reboot or soft reboots they've been doing with Prometheus and then the, what do they call that? Alien Resurrection? What was
Covenant.
it called? Covenant, yeah. If you like those,
Yeah.
then you're probably happy about it. I don't know.
yeah.
What-
Remember, Resurrection was the clone Ripley.
Yeah.
Where yeah.
Which was horrible. That was really horrible. But I don't know.
So horrible.
Prometheus. Hey, go ahead.
It was. Yeah, I was gonna say Resurrection was so horrible. I wasn't even afraid of it. My 8-year-old self could watch it and not be afraid of that movie.
Yeah, no,
'cause
it was,
so
really bad. The first two were amazing. The third one is kind of love or hate, but I actually like the third one quite a bit. It's actually a very well made movie, that third one. But some
Even
people
though
can't.
David
don't
Finch
like it.
disavowed that one.
This is a prison one you're talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You
actually.
like those prison movies.
Do I?
No, I'm just kidding. Just joking.
That was not a. Try harder, Todd. But
Try harder.
yeah, it really comes down to what you guys like. If you enjoyed those the new ones, then that's cool. I don't know. Prometheus was okay for me. Covenant was just so full of plot holes, man. And Pixel Trader seems to think that how dare you? Chappie was fun.
Chappie was a piece of crap.
It was bad.
Chappie
dude.
wanted to be. Chappie wants to be Short Circuit too.
Oh, bro, Chappie didn't know if it wanted to be like a PG movie or this hard R16. Like, for the most part, it just came off like a silly bloody kids movie with Chappie having the tone of Jar Jar Binks. But then there's this one scene where a robot rips a dude in half. You see his spine, and he throws that guy's body against the wall while everyone's screaming. It's freaking horrific.
Right.
Well, and
No.
what was that? Who is that main actor who's from a South American band where they play themselves and listen to their own music? Those guys were insufferable characters.
They were horrible. Yeah.
They ruined that movie. Oh my god.
Booster, what is R16?
Oh no. Oh, I just used a New Zealand term.
I caught it.
Restricted 16.
Yeah, I
so,
get it. Yeah, we don't
for your
have
more
that.
bloody movie. Yeah, for your more bloody movies where we have like R16, R18, and R13. We don't really call it like PG-13, but I know what you mean when you say that.
Yeah. Interesting. Let's move on here. This right here, I don't know. We want to do this one? Okay, let's get into it. Because I know there's going to be some controversy with this. Go ahead, Danelli.
Seth MacFarlane compares the Orville to Smash and talks about Carrie Fisher in his recent interview. Yes, MASH. His recent press rounds for the new season premiere for season 2 of the Orville, which is Star Trek that isn't Trek. And I think one of the things that caught my eye was, and hope maybe they'll change it, maybe not, was that he can't do hour-long joke fest, and a serious feedback that he got from the first season was tone down the jokes and talk more about science.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's he's trying to move forward with less jokes, but more science.
This is Bleeding Cool, all right, and this is
Yes.
written by or posted, assuming written by Mary
By the chief
Ann
editor.
Butler, chief editor. Okay.
Yes.
And look at your title. Seth MacFarlane compares the Orville to MASH. He compares. See, this word has a meaning, right? Let's come down here and see what old Mr. MacFarlane says. He says that I think we settle into an early enough into the season that by the finale we had a show that was self-assured. We always looked to MASH as the ultimate achievement in that regard, and even that was a show that took a minute to find. So he's not comparing it to MASH. He's saying that he would love to be able to accomplish the amazing thing that MASH accomplished. He's not comparing at all. He is admiring and with hope for the future. This is not comparing. Once again, another trash website, trash article. God,
what a shock.
Right. So I actually was pulling out what was actually important and ignoring the headline because,
I just like to point those things out. Now, the question I'm going to ask is just very, very simply, and Pixels comes up and says, the Orville was a decent show. There were some highlight episodes for sure. Now, me personally, I watched the Orville, a bunch of episodes, and it was all right. It was boring. It's ultra progressive, but it's not annoying. It's not annoying in its progressivism necessarily.
Here's a question. If you had a choice between watching STD and the Orville, which one would you guys watch?
With a gun to my head, the Orville.
Yes. There you go.
See, Seth MacFarlane himself always seemed like, he's absolutely a liberal, right?
Oh,
but
yeah.
Progressive, probably, but he's always also been anti-political correctness, And I wonder if with this constant wave of it showing how much over to the right he'd end up going. Because he always seems like a bit of a contrarian to me, but we'll see. Sometimes he's offensive for the sake of being offensive as well, I found.
Yeah, he likes to do that, but there's a lot of progressive politics in this show, which, like I said, but it isn't like saying stupid. This is how you're supposed to do it. Stupid. It's more of a look at it. This concept. What do you think of this? This is an idea. And in that case, that's perfect. That's how you tell a story, right? You show an idea.
All right.
It's not beating you in the head with it. So in that case, it's fine.
Right.
But it is very
And
progressive.
this is when I ask a question that may get me burned by absolutely everyone. Hasn't Star Trek always been quite progressive?
Very, very.
Yeah.
Pixel trailer said, "Damn, I like Discovery too." Well, I know you're full of STDs, Pixel.
Oh, we know that. That is true. Yeah. Pixel is just full of STDs. But no, the original Star Trek was extremely progressive, particularly for the time. It did many firsts on the show, actually. But
You mean
once
back
again,
when people needed progressive politics?
or need it or not, it doesn't matter. They did it the right way. They're presenting an idea. They're not telling you, "Hey, stupid, this is what you should be doing. Stupid, we hate you. You stupid." That's not what they're doing. They're just putting forward an idea, a progressive idea, and in that way, we can appreciate it, right? Just like with the Orville. I just think the Orville is a bit lame. Is the problem with it? I don't have a problem with their politic or the stories they're telling. I just think it's lame. Now, maybe season 2 will be better. To be honest with you, a lot of shows are kind of lame in their first season. Again, benefit of the doubt, people liked it. I had a little bit of enjoyment with it. We'll see. I'm certainly willing to give him the benefit of the doubt, though, and hope. Keep my fingers crossed for him. Is my take on it. What about you, Todd?
I loved it, actually. I liked the fact that it wasn't trying. I think I liked that it didn't try to be serious. That there was sort of tongue-in-cheek things that went on, and to me, I think it was something I needed, when it came to I was not going to pay to watch Star Trek. I don't think Gene Roddenberry would have ever made that decision to be like, "Hey, we're going to do Star Trek and we're going to make you pay for it." I think that probably would have been turned in his grave if he knew. So when this came out, right on the heels of that, I thought, "Oh, great! This is exactly what I needed. Something I don't have to invest into." From what I understand of STD is they're trying to tie things into the past, and they're trying to clean up some of the Kelvin stuff. I don't watch it because I only watched the very first episode because it was free, but I liked some of the cast. But then I heard about what they did to some of the cast, so just got a little, the information I was gathering from it made me appreciate this show even more. To be quite honest.
Dude, Discovery was god awful. It was really bad. I mean, not just in the and I'm saying that compared to this show, because this show has some very bad acting and moments in it, right? I mean, particularly between Seth MacFarlane and his ex-wife, that is an intolerable situation. And every time they're on screen together, I hated it. I hate it. It's just dumb. It doesn't make any sense. It's just not fun. Now, what I did like is I love the robot. I like the doctor lady, actually. I thought the alien Klingon, whatever thing. I thought him and his boyfriend's thing was funny.
Boyfriend,
yeah. See,
of a baby or something.
yeah. But see, it's very progressive. But they did it in a fun way, right? Who cares, right? So but I can't stand the two main characters. That's what kills me for the show, actually. But hey, you never know. And there's a lot of comments, a lot of opinions on that over here. Star Trek has always been a liberal future idea from Tank Ferret. Yeah, that's exactly what Gene Roddenberry was trying to create. The perfect ideal utopia, the future. Thundero, Star Trek was half progressive and half classical liberal. Yeah, okay. But they did it in the right way is kind of the point. Manny says aloha. Thundero continues here. He says themes often contradict each other, especially in the courtroom episodes. I don't know if you talk about the original or this one, but the Orville is full of plot holes. It is one of the problems. But hey, let them have their season 2 and see if they can't pick it up and smooth it out. And good luck to them. Remember, I say.
Remember, this is on Fox, so it might get canceled.
It could. They could. Booster says to Manny, "I don't respect your face." That's not very nice, Booster.
Well, he was being mean to me. He said he didn't respect my opinion. I don't respect his face. Okay. His dumb, stupid-looking face.
Okay, well, there you go.
Who are you talking about? Wait, who?
Oh, Manny. They're just playing, dude.
Yeah.
I thought it was more John Dillard nonsense. Like, Who even remembers who that guy is? Has he even had a show lately?
I
Who?
don't even know what you're talking about.
John Dillard, gaming assistant, disappeared.
Who?
No, I
His
didn't.
morning show with Rick.
Yeah, well, it's holidays, dude. It's, family and responsibilities and stuff. It is what it is. Things will come down after the new year, of course. Although
All right,
all of
moving
us on
on.
the Tales from the Gate need to have a meeting, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just holidays, no big deal. Let's move on here. And we talk about that. Ooh, that's a very, very
Yeah.
scary one. Let's go something a little more lighthearted where we all can say, haha, of course. All right, Denali.
He-Man's not really on the table for Netflix She-Ra reboot. Good.
Colin Hickson.
What a shame.
Yeah. Colin Hickson. I wonder if there's honesty in this article. Let's see. As well as being her brother. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. I didn't think that She-Ra was his brother. I thought she was his cousin. Okay, nothing interesting. But here's the thing about this article. Please do not put He-Man in that absolute trash fire of a show. I mean, once again, I am not a fan of She-Ra. I didn't watch She-Ra, and don't really care. But there's a lot of people who do care. And what you did was you took someone's childhood memory, someone's IP that they created, and you twisted it to your own agenda. If you wanted to have a lesbian fest, action princess show, make that. Make your own thing. Right? Don't take other people's ideas and twist them to your politic. Don't do it. It's not right. It's not fair. And please, I don't want to see a guest appearance. I don't want a cameo. I don't want anything. Leave He-Man out of that nonsense. Right? That's my opinion. What do you guys think?
I mean, you saw the backlash with She-Ra. I can only imagine what the backlash would be if they said, "Oh, by the way, coming next season, He-Man on She-Ra."
Yeah, but
that's not going to turn out well.
No, it's not. And there's a lot of people that are upset about it because they're around my age, a little younger, I think, but they love She-Ra, and they went and twisted it into something that is not She-Ra, and they have a right to be upset about it. They do, because She-Ra was one of the most popular characters with girls. It was incredibly popular. I mean, they had their Cabbage Patch dolls, they had their strawberry shortcakes, etc. at that time period. But She-Ra you saw She-Ra stuff all over the place when this came out around that age. The She-Ra shirts, She-Ra little backpacks, there's all kinds of She-Ra stuff. And they grew up with that and they loved it. She was their princess, their hero. And now they've turned it into something that isn't She-Ra. It's not fair. It's just not. And it's unfortunate. I mean, that's my opinion. Because if they created a all lesbian princess super show cartoon thing for these blue hairs, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I'd probably check it out and see if it was any good, and if it was good, awesome. But it's not about that. It's about taking people's memories and twisting them to your own agenda. That's my problem with it. It's really sad.
Pretty much.
Yep. Anybody have anything else on that? No. Okay.
No.
All right. Oh, goodness. All right. I'll do this one. Oh.
I mean, do we have time for it? Oh, what the heck? Let's do it.
Yeah. Go ahead. This one is... Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Disney board members beat shareholders' appeal over anti-poaching packs by the Hollywood Reporter. Basically, there was a suit leveled to the Disney board saying that, they were poaching employees from other places, and that was just breaking that anti-poaching pack that Disney agreed to in the past. Well, unfortunately, the judge dismissed the case, saying that the board wasn't sufficiently informed in time, so your whole claim and suit is irrelevant. Moving on. Bye-bye.
Yeah, and that's incredibly hard to prove anyway. And they also mention in here that the industry is in itself colluding with each other to keep the pay rates for animators low. Now, once again, if you don't think that rich people are not working together to collude to stay rich and become richer, you're not paying attention. I mean, it is the most obvious thing. So many people want to throw up these conspiracy theories. There's nothing conspiratorial about it. Of course, they're doing that. Just look at things. Look at the level of inflation. Look how much you're paying for stuff, and then think about how much higher the pay rate has gone for the average person. It's since I was a kid, since I was a teenager working in little jobs, it's $1 higher, maybe $1.25. That's it. But think about how much things have exploded, just like a car. How much did you pay for your car, Denelli?
19,000.
19,000. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
when I was young, you could get a pretty good car for around $12,000, right? So we're looking at
Right.
near double, but yet pay rates have
Mhm.
only gone up what? 13%? Everything is like that across the board. These businessmen are making way more money than they did just 30 years ago. Way more money. And no one cares. No one does anything about it because all the politicians getting paid. So you want to talk about the idea that, oh goodness, they're doing this. Of course they're doing it. And they're getting away with pure theft from the people. Now this is a very socialist kind of comment for me, isn't it? Because I do believe in free trade, but there needs to be some onset to that, because the problem with the free trade aspect of it is being taken away because they're being protected by all these bills and these politicians and stuff. So therefore it's not free trade. But it's absolutely nonsense to actually be bewildered by this at all. Of course they're doing this because they're being allowed to. Sorry, that was quite political.
I have no idea what we're talking about. This is above my pay grade, Chester.
He's like, I can't make jokes. I'm sorry. There's no joke to this Kiwi to make.
What is this?
No.
Duck markets and poaching and people and I have no
yeah.
idea what this is about.
So basically, this whole suit is really about increasing the pay wages for animators who are criminally underpaid.
Yes. Yeah.
But because the whole industry are colluding to.
Oh, I thought this was actually literally to do with poaching.
No, oh my god! What are they
Yeah.
poaching the costume characters at Disneyland and
Yeah,
Disney
Mickey
Play?
Mouse.
I mean,
No,
Breakfast
he's
pie.
Come on,
poaching some
Booster.
pies.
This is not.
Poaching some meat pies.
I've been your mascot for years, huh?
Oh, that was pretty good. This isn't Mexico,
Oh.
Booster. I mean, come on. Oh, he said it.
Ooh, lad.
Right.
Yeah, Model 3 is making a joke, but you do know what I'm saying is absolutely true. Good Dog Press seems to want to play with people. I don't know about that.
Right.
Derek Tyler says minimum wage when I was a teenager was like $4 to $5.30. Years later, $7.25. When I was, it was like $6.50, I think, in the 80s. So literally, it's a dollar higher, or less than $1. So yeah, it's ridiculous. Now you can go out and make more money, get a better job, of course, but I mean the concept of saving money like my parents did and buying a house is out the window, dude. You can't do that. All you can do is just survive month to month, really. Even if you have a good job, you're not really looking at saving money, and if you do, it's not worth anything, and especially with interest rates and stuff. I mean, I don't want to get into economics conversation here, but this is a real problem, and the simplest thing we need to do is deregulate, and this is one of the things
Right.
that Trump is trying to do, and it's one of the things that I think would be most helpful. And we'll see how it goes, but
Well, that says, why give pay raises to American animators? That would just mean more outsourcing animation to Canada, Japan, and Korea.
exactly, yeah, yep.
Well, remember, those people are also criminally underpaid as well.
Mhm.
They're just cheaper because of the strength of their currency.
That is right.
So-
Yeah. Well, Canada's currency is on the floor. It's getting worse all the time. And that, well, of course, that
Yeah.
has a lot to do with they have an absolute moron as prime minister. I mean, that guy. Do you see what he's did? They've changed their money now, and not only is it have some feminist activists, I guess it's got to be on the thing, and taking their old founding presidents and stuff off. What they're doing is they're going to put an acknowledgement on their money to the LGBT community. Wonderful. Wonderful. What about the other 97% of your population, right? But Justin Trudeau is an absolute trash fire. And I don't understand what the Canadians are doing because their country is imploding right in front of our eyes. I'm telling you, Canada is going to be the next Venezuela. It's coming much quicker than you think. Canada is going to go real hard bad. Yeah.
Let's hope some of the French people wake them all up, huh?
The
With what's
French
going on in
people are
France,
the worst
but-
part of it. What are you have you ever met a French person?
No, I'm talking about what's going on in France.
Oh well, they're
Yellow Vests.
yeah, and they are fighting back about it. But the French Canadians, the Canucks, they're not French people, dude. They love to take that heritage, but they're not.
What I'm
met
trying to say
both.
is, I hope what's happening in France will wake some of these other people up to, to do something about this nonsense.
Yeah, it would be nice. We'll have to see. We don't
We'll
talk about
see.
these things very much, and for a good reason, because it's boring, I guess. But
Yeah, a little, yeah.
yeah, so sorry. Let's go look at our last little article here and try to have some fun as we're going out. Let's see. Did we talk about this one?
While you're doing that, Captain Canada says, "Lies, Chester, lies."
Not a single lie there at all, dude. This is our last little article here. It's not that big a one, but it is interesting in as far as anticipation, I'd say.
Right. Disney and Fox are expected to close by
Ah.
the end of next month.
Hmm.
So it
Yeah.
might
So
not
that
go anywhere, huh?
Oh no, it's done. It's a done
Oh,
deal.
right, nice.
Yeah. Now, of course, the question that this article brings up is that they don't bring it up, but what it brings up in my mind is, what do you feel? Let's end it with this today. What do you guys feel is the future of Disney's movie TV now that they have all the Fox properties back? What do you guys? And they have more too. Remember, that gives them Aliens. It gives them a whole bunch of stuff, right?
Right.
So what do you think about Disney, particularly Marvel Studios, going forward with all these new characters coming back? What do you think they're going to do?
Less competitions mean less effort to actually get a good product out.
I really think the future of a lot of this stuff is going to be in their subscription service. You'll get really cool mini series. You won't have to, like, a movie won't be just 2 hours. It'll be over 6 or 7 or 8 hours, and you'll get really good casts and really good actors cast in these roles. But it'll change the movie industry. You know what I mean? As far as going to the cinema,
it will. Yeah. But I have a feeling though, Todd, that of course we'll see movies, but the cinema is on the verge of a major struggle. I think what you're going to see coming out of Disney is a lot more TV stuff, Netflix style.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's what I mean. Absolutely. You'll see, for instance, I think you'll see a Planet of the Apes show, dealing with maybe all the books that that guy wrote.
Yeah.
I forget his name. But you'll see just big properties turned into things sort of like Lord of the Rings kind of thing. You know what I mean? Where you're gonna get to see it over a longer period of time, maybe over seasons. But you'll see really good stars in these roles, and not just sort of TV stars. Because even actors join TV because the roles are juicier. They get to actually do something, and the character gets to go from point A to point B, and not just be some fluff of special effects. Which most movies are. So actors are like, man, I wish I had a role. They want a role. If you don't know actors want a role that they can sink their teeth into. And the current movies today, they look at them as like, oh, this is just effects movies. These are big budget effects movies, and there's nothing to this character. And in reality, there really isn't anything to the character. So they're just looking to sink their teeth into some really good parts. And I think this will just lead to sort of like you're talking about, even more. I don't want to say kill the movie industry, but I think you'll see a lot. I think all that you'll ever see come out in the theaters is special effects movies. You won't see the Merchant Ivory. Remember Merchant Ivory used to come out with 3 or 4 pictures a year?
Sure.
What's the last Merchant Ivory picture you've seen?
They can't make money, dude.
No, they can't.
Yeah.
But they might be able to make some money on these, like if there was a Netflix type movie. I mean, The Crown actually is going into its 3rd season.
Yeah, what I see more happening is that they'll probably release them for a limited theater run, so they'll be eligible for the Oscar and the Academy Awards and all those awards that needs to be having a run. But they'll quickly pull that and have it directly on paywall, which is the streaming service, and say, here you go, because we know where the real money is. This one is just to get the awards and comply with the guild. That's why there was in the past, that's why they were really hard against Netflix, because Netflix was showing the kind of the way of what the future is going to be. Is they're going to present the movie, do a limited run, for a couple of select theaters. They know they're not going to make any money, but their money has already been paid back because of all the subscribers on their series. They're just doing that to qualify for the reward for the Academy and Oscar Awards.
Cool. What about you, Booster?
Yes, I agree with what was said, and I was paying attention.
What do you think is the future, is all we're saying. All these properties got over from Fox. What do you think is going to happen? That's all.
I think Disney will plan to slowly take over the bloody world at this rate.
They're working on it.
I think it's ridiculous and monopolistic nonsense. And I don't know. I don't have much love for the Fox license, and I don't know. Do they get Fox News? Will they mess with that?
No, they didn't get Fox News. No.
No, they're like, ew, keep that away from us.
That was taken out of the deal. Yeah, there was a few things that were taken out of the deal because of a monopoly, and the government wouldn't okay it unless they took some things out. Yeah,
they'll own things like The Simpsons, wouldn't they?
They own The Simpsons. That's part of the deal.
Simpsons, yeah, everything.
Yeah.
They just don't own the Fox Sports and the news.
Yep.
Everything else is done deal.
Well, in truth, it looks like they got the sports news, but they had to sell it. Is what it looked like it happened. But that doesn't have anything to do with
ridiculous number of properties that they own now, and they're just going to keep buying everything till they own every single form of entertainment, huh?
Oh, I'm sure.
And I don't trust Disney with anything, really. Everything they've touched has been ruined when it comes to Marvel, Star Wars. No, Disney just can't be trusted anymore to entertain us. And yeah, I think it's pretty grim.
Well, I don't know. You could see some fun stuff, but I do see some interesting comments here from the chat. I definitely want to cover. Thundara says, Venezuela. They already have a half Latino running the country. Okay. P.S. Milter says, no more Marvel comics. I have a feeling something really interesting is going to happen to Marvel Comics in the next couple of years, good or bad. John Diller, Game of the System, says, animated extravaganza DC meets Married with Children. Paul Hassett says, Disney now controls the bulk of our entertainment. They do own a large percentage. That's true. John continues that Al Bundy kills the DC universe. But dude, I'd buy that. Thundero, hopefully Disney gets hit with antitrust. I don't know. It's all about money behind the scenes, right? Those big, powerful people only get in trouble when they piss off the wrong person, right? Valen says, Minnie Mouse as the alien queen. Well, and then it continues here from Paul Hassett. The alien queen is now a Disney princess. I guess she is, isn't she? Married with Miss Marvel. Ooh, goodness. God, P.S. Melter. That's just mean, dude. A new show, Y-Files. The Fake Fair says, unfortunately, no. Disney won't be big enough. Still, too much competition. Okay. Derek Tyler says, didn't they say they didn't want any R-rated material on the Disney streaming service?
Yeah. But they own Hulu, 2/3 of Hulu.
They do.
So
they could drop it on there. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. The SEC does need to bring the hammer down on Diamond, though. Tank Ferret says, well, once again, it comes down to money and interest, Thundero says, in reality, the theater model is super outdated. It kind of is, unfortunately. The world is moving forward. Although, I don't know, because in a way, when we talk about it, how many digital comics do you buy in comparison to physical? You buy a digital comic because you have no choice. I always want to have the book in my hand. Is the cinema experience not similar? I don't know.
I don't know. overpriced popcorns to hear other people talk about the movie while you're trying to watch the movie. I don't know. The best enjoyment was when the theater was empty and I was the only one watching the movie.
Really? See, I love it when it's full, though. I love to have the reaction. But then again, I'm in Japan, and they don't overdo it. If you want to have an interesting experience, go to a cinema that is in a Black or Latino neighborhood. You'll find a very interesting experience there. A fun one, I would say. But they watch movies different than when I grew up, that's for sure. Tank agrees with Thundara, saying it's anachronistic. Yes. P.S. Milter, I want to see a movie version of the Second Coming comic that'll be out late in 2019, just to see the hammer come crashing down. Now, a Second Coming, what does he mean by that, Denali? I think I know, but maybe I don't.
Sorry, what was that?
He says, I want to see a movie version of the Second Coming comic. Second Coming. You know this comic
talking
book?
about like a Jesus comic?
No.
Yeah.
He's talking. Yeah. It's the one that has some weird superhero meets Jesus, right?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. It's absolutely insulting. Yeah. Thundaro, aside from the huge event, films watching a movie in the theater is pointless and a waste of time. Okay. Whose channel is Booster on now? I don't know, dude. He's playing a game probably. Derek says, I'm waiting for them to buy Hasbro. So am I, dude. I think that they might well try. Dave says, Pirate Planet of the Caribbean Apes. That might be cool. Tank says, Disney is very scary. Cyberpunk-esque mega corporation. You just noticed that? Nick says, Disney Titanic reboot. Eric says,
the main lead actually survives the cold, and Titanic never sinks. It actually dance and sing.
Yeah, well, there's not enough damn room on that door for him. I mean, come on. I thought Ant-Man and Wasp was fantastic. I haven't seen it, but I understand that they should have called that Wasp instead of Ant-Man. Thundero says, Tencent owns more of it, though. I don't know what that means. I've heard of Tencent before. Whoa, Bundy. True. And Valen says, superhero movies save the movie theaters for now. They did. And I've caught up on the chat. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we definitely come to the end of our conversations, and it was fun. We had some interesting stories, some interesting dialogue. We got off onto some interesting tangents. So, Booster, would you like to say anything else before we get out of here today?
Nah, I'm all good.
Nah, you're all good.
I'm all good, mate.
Thanks a lot, Booster. How about you, Todd?
Yeah, Booster, where are you really from? Because you don't sound Kiwi at all.
Why are you trying to upset me, Todd, on purpose?
Oh,
is that all you come into these things for? Is to upset me? Because all good, that's a Kiwi-as phrase.
I don't know, I'm just messing with you.
Nah, mate, that's an Aussie.
What the hell was that, Denali?
No. I don't know what that was. But, of course, we know that Booster is actually a poofta from Britain. We know.
Yeah.
I poofta. Oh, my God. It's poofta.
It's just poof.
Oh, my God. Poofta.
You
poofta.
Poofta. Okay.
Poofta.
All right. Goodness gracious. All right, guys. Well, thank you all very much. Of course, we can't go too much later because of the Drone Recorder Pro Edition is coming on. It sounds like we have a new guest on today, which is going to be really cool. There you go. Definitely go check that out later here in about, 40 minutes or so. That's going to be a lot of fun. Of course, a couple of us will probably be over there. I know I'll definitely be over there dropping links and stuff as I usually do. But, of course, that brings us up to whatever they're drawing today, tomorrow on the Fan Edition, which is going to be on Brad Ashworth's channel, Pencil for Life, this week. We've been talking about it all month. Once a month, the last Thursday of the month, we're going to be dropping these over onto someone else's channel to try to promote them. This month, it's Pencil for Life. So don't miss that. Definitely come over there and be part of that. That's going to be a lot of fun. The Fan Edition is awesome. I would argue even possibly, Booster, maybe better than the Pro Edition. What do you think?
Well, yeah, obviously.
Well,
that just goes without saying.
Well,
that goes without saying.
Are you going to be there, Booster?
What? For the Fan Edition?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Fraga's gonna be on Pixel.
Yeah, he is.
Mhm.
And of course, Picture Trader being here, we always want to mention Indicron. If you haven't checked that out, please do. Indicron is great for the consumer as well as the pro. And of course, as you know, Indicron is a sponsor of this show, and we are proud to be. There's a lot of cool things coming up in the new year from Pixel. So, boy, I know he's scrambling.
Yes, Pixel needs to make sure they're announced here first.
Yes, of course.
But I won't go into that. But I'll tell you after.
Yeah, no. We definitely will. So, Vailnet X-Force, yes, you were here. You weren't here when I was talking about earlier. Vailnet, it's a absolute trash fire. It was so bad. I really disappointed, man. But anyway, that's enough of that. Of course, we have FanSpeak on Friday as well, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time across the board. You can find us doing something here. Of course, the Fan Edition is at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, as usual. But other than that, thank you all for coming. We really appreciate so many people being in here, especially in the middle of the holidays. It is very cool. We're very happy to have you, and always excited to interact with you with your chat and your questions. You guys are very knowledgeable, which is excellent. So, Denali, take us out, man.
Well, don't forget Bunny Vision Movie Night
Oh yeah.
on Saturday at 8 p.m. We're watching the Richard Donner Superman. So come and join us.
Awesome.
Join us for that night. But as always, your perception shapes your reality. So always make it a good one.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Later, guys.
Aloha.
Good night.